on the other side. Welcome to the finals of the Asia Pacific Young Scientists Association 3-minute thesis competition. It's sponsored by the Asia Pacific Young Scientists Association, the Asia Pacific Network for Forest Rehabilitation, and the Asia Pacific Forest Education Coordination Mechanism. The competition, as I think you are all now well aware of, has been running for a while. It was founded at the University of Queensland. The format for tonight is there will be a brief introduction, an overview of the competition provided by Dr. Susie Zheng. We will introduce the judges. We'll introduce the rules, the judging criteria, and most importantly of all, the prizes. And they are very substantial tonight, or today. We will then run the competition. During the competition, there will be a few small breaks to enable a few slightly different things to the last time. Then the judges will have to have a closed-door meeting to discuss the final awards. And during that time, you will hear an introduction to UBC Forestry given by Dr. Anil Shrestha. And we expect to announce the winners at about 1840 our time, which I guess will be about, I'm not sure, 9:40 your time in the morning. So the competition was established some time ago in Queensland, University of Queensland in 2008. It is very popular. It's held in over 350 universities across 59 countries worldwide. And really what it is an expectation that participants can explain their research project to a non-specialist audience in only 3 minutes. And that's a critical period, only 3 minutes. It's modeled on the principle of an elevator talk, where, for example, you might be stuck in an elevator with your potential boss, and you can sell yourself to him in the time it takes for the elevator to reach the top of the building. As we said last time, it must be a very tall building or a very slow elevator. University of British Columbia was one of the first universities in North America to host the competition, and it has been doing so since 2011. The Asia Pacific Young Scientists Association was a late starter. It began in 2022, so this is the second time that we have run the competition. And it has proven extremely popular, and I am delighted that so many people are taking part. I'm going to hand over to Susie Zheng to give you an overview of the competition. Susie.
Thank you, Dr. Ines. Could you go to the next slide? Yeah. Okay. Good evening and good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining our 3-minute thesis competition organized by the Asia Pacific Young Scientists Association. We call it ASA. So it was launched in October 2020 during the lockdown of COVID pandemic, aiming to help young scholars in forestry and also relevant subjects with their professional and also personal development. So it is an open platform with focus on the Asia Pacific region. Our activities include research seminars, personal and professional development training, networking, and also competitions. We have 3 specialized committees: forest resources management, biodiversity and ecosystem, biomaterials, and bioenergy. So if you haven't done this, you are welcome to join us with the website link, which given on the slide. Could you go next one? Okay. As mentioned by Dr. Ines, so our ASA 3-minute thesis competition started in 2022. We have like 18 undergraduates and graduate students from 12 Asia Pacific universities joined our semifinals, and 9 students joined our final competition last year. And in the end, So student from University of Canterbury from New Zealand, University of Philippines, Los Baños, and University of British Columbia win the top 3. Please go to next one, John. So last year it's our first competition. So we include like both graduates and undergraduates. This year, we opened the competition only to the graduate students, which this competition is designed for. So we got over like 350 registration and 251 submissions from like 21 universities. Especially, I would like to thank the enthusiasm of students and also the support from their professors from Northeast Fortune University in China. So more than half of our submissions were from them. So thank you very much. We have today we have like selected 28 students from 13 universities for our semifinals this year. And today we will have 50 students from 6 universities giving their presentations in the final competition. And I also would like to mention Northwest Agriculture and Forestry University. So before our competition, they organized the 3-minute thesis competition within their university. So this offers like additional opportunity for students engagement and practice, so which has very obvious positive effects. So there were like 5 students selected from them for our semifinals, and all of them join our finals today. So I hope next year we will have more universities join us and also have their own like 3-minute thesis competition within their own universities. Okay, so in the end, I wish good luck to our finalists today and wish you enjoying the competition. And I will hand it over to Dr. Ines. Thank you.
Thank you, Susie. The next stage is to introduce our judges. And what I'm going to do is ask each of the judges to give a little bit of a description about themselves. And I'll start with myself. I'm a professor in the Department of Forest Resources Management at the University of British Columbia. I'm the former dean of the faculty, and I'm also the chair of the AP Asia Pacific Forest Education Coordination Mechanism. So I'm deeply involved with issues in the Asia Pacific region. Our next judge is Qingxi Tu. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Sure, thanks, John. And I just switched back to my real face. So, my name is Qingxi Tu. I'm an assistant professor of industrial ecology at Department of Wood Science at UBC, Faculty of Forestry. And my research is mostly related to computational modeling to look at, for example, the environmental, socioeconomic, impacts of different, forest-based products, energy products, materials, chemicals. And I just want to say I feel honored to be the judge of this very successful event. Thank you.
Thank you, Qingxi. And thirdly, we have Annalyn Kodelan. Annalyn, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, thanks, John. Hi, everyone. I'm Annalyn Kodelan. You can call me Anna. I am currently an associate professor at the College of Forestry and Natural Resources, University of the Philippines, Los Baños, and I'm also serving as the associate dean of the college. And my research is on forestry economics, biometry, and optimization modeling. Good luck, everyone.
Thank you, Anna. It's great to have you join us today. Thank you for doing so. I don't know what time it is. It must be.
It's 9 in the morning here.
Okay, so it's not. You've got probably the nicest time of anyone.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's just run through the rules. I think you all are familiar with them, but I will remind you about them. A single static PowerPoint slide is permitted. No additional electronic media or props are allowed, so be very careful not to use anything in your hands. No notes are allowed. Presentations are to be memorized, and we will be watching you to see that whether or not you are reading from a screen, which is not allowed. You have 3 minutes maximum, and there is a timer that will come on when you start, and you will be able to see when you at 2 minutes, 1 minute, 15 seconds, I believe, and then when you've run out of time. I think you're all very well practiced, judging from the semi-final, so I don't think anyone should run out of time. The topic directly relates to the student's current graduate program thesis. I will confirm that the presenter is ready. I will then start the presentation and display the PowerPoint slide, which does contain that automatic 3-minute timer. And finally, the decision of the adjudicating panel is final, and we do not accept any persuasion of any form. So don't try anything, please. You are judged purely on the quality of your presentation. So what do I mean by that? Well, we are looking for comprehension. Did the presentation help the audience understand the research? In other words, did it provide a clear background and significance to the research question? Did it clearly describe the research strategy and the results of the research, if you are that far advanced? And did you clearly describe the conclusions, outcomes, and impact of the research? The other major aspect we'll be looking at is engagement, which is really important when we're dealing with online presentations. So did your speech make the audience want to know more? Was it delivered clearly? And was appropriate language used for a non-specialist audience? Was the PowerPoint slide well defined? And did it enhance the presentation, the verbal presentation? And were you enthusiastic about your research? And did you capture and maintain our attention? So you've got to work on that. Make sure that you do show that you really are excited about your research. Just a note, we do realize that some of you may be in areas where there may be some issues with connectivity. So video and sound quality of the presentations are not part of the adjudication criteria. So if something starts hiccuping or there's a little bit of a problem, don't worry. We are not judging you on that. The important bit. The person who gives the best presentation today will get a prize of 1,000 Canadian dollars. The runner-up will receive 600 Canadian dollars. And in third place, you will receive 300. And I'm afraid the remaining 12 will just be able to say that you were finalists in the competition. I would like to acknowledge our partners, the University of British Columbia in Canada, Beijing Forestry University in China, Nanjing Forestry University in China, Northeast Forestry University in China, Northwest Agriculture and Forestry University in China, and finally Shaanxi University of Science and Technology in China. And I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce Shaanxi quite right. I've been trying to practice which one it is. I can never remember the two different Shaanxis. So we will be giving an opportunity for some of the partners to actually say a few words about their institutions as we go through the presentations. That will just provide a little bit of a break and also enable the judges to catch up with any notes that they may have missed out on. So that really is the introduction, and I think we're ready to move forward. So I will move to the first competitor, which is Lulu Bai, who will be talking to the subject of a wood-actuated robotic hand. Lulu, are you there?
Can you say something? Yeah.
Lulu, are you there?
or your sound quality is not good. Can you
Hello.
try to, yeah, can you say some words?
Hi, hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello.
can hear you clearly now. So I think you need to be close to fairly close to your microphone. Can you try again?
Can you hear me? Hello.
We can hear you, yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so are you ready to go?
Yeah.
Right, your time starts now.
Hello, everyone. Today, I want to take you on a remarkable journey that bridges the gap between nature and technology. I'll introduce you to the fascinating process of how wood, an ordinary material, is transformed into the functional engineering that is the wooden robotic hand. In nature, many biological systems have been identified to generate large deformations in response to changes in the environment. They can be regarded as a new class of stimulus response systems. A good example is trees. During the growth of trees, cell growth, cohesion forces, swelling, shrinking of the cell walls will occur. Tree growth can be considered as an actuation process driven by these simulations, including some humidity, sunlight, temperature, and growth time. So as a product of its mechanical processing, wood has inherited the characteristics of trees, such as excellent mechanical thermal properties, renewabilities, moisture absorption, water storage capacitor, and low cost. So we create the wooden robotic hand using pieces of Canadian maple wood. We first remove lignin from the as-cut pristine wood, such that a large number of pores can be exposed for subsequent filling with polypyrrole. Then a polyamide film was attached to one side of the wood as a hydrophobic layer, and nickel-based gel was coated on the other side as a hygroscopic layer. So after shaping at 70 degrees Celsius using a specific mode, a strong wood actuator was obtained. The wood actuator will quickly absorb moisture and stretch when exposed to a high humidity. And when exposed to a high temperature, the actuator will bend. We successfully constructed a wooden robotic hand capable of grasping objects. The wooden robotic hand is the same size as the adult right hand. The 5 fingers can stretch and bend under different stimulations. So finally, the wooden robotic hand inside of the human hand successfully caught a small bar in a high temperature environment. Compared with traditional polymer and metal-based actuator materials, the wooden robotic hand has the highest score of the overall sustainability footprint. So we firmly believe that the wooden robotic hand will provide a new method for building intelligent robotic systems. Okay, that's all. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, Lulu. We will take a very short break just to allow the judges to put their scores down. Judges, are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, we will move on then. Our next contestant is Zhao Chao Chang, and the presentation is entitled A Battle Between an Aries Tree and a Leo Tree. Are you there, Zhao Chao?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay, we can hear you. Are you ready to go?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to let you start now.
We all know that people born under different zodiac signs have very personality qualities. But do you know what kind of trees or trees born on different zodiac signs have? Are they passionate, and passive Aries tree, or the confidence and brave Leo tree. Thanks to modern seedling cultivation techniques, we have the chance to test these differences. Annually, tree often goes through just a growth cycle that includes sprouting in spring, growing in summer, leafing until the fall, and dormancy in the winter. However, we plant scientists can now employ greenhouses to initiate germination and encourage plant growth at any time. As a result, we can get plants with diverse start growth periods, just like individuals with diverse zodiac signs. Since they must all enter dormancy each winter, their development time vary considerably. Some trees had been growing for more than 8 months before being winterized, while others were only 3 months old. Obviously, seedlings that develop longer are taller and thicker. So, what are the distinctions between them? Which is preferable for forestation? Generally, we posit that large seedlings possess great resilience and exert a more pronounced silvicultural value. So, our silvicultural standards in China is to use large and thick seedlings as superior seedlings to screen for forestation. However, our research suggests a different conclusion. We sowed seedlings in March, May, and July of the first year and got seedlings of various sizes at the end of the year. Then we uniformly reforested the next spring and observed for 3 years. Upon investigation, we found that seedlings with short growth periods exhibited more dieback during winter, likely due to insufficient lignification. But this negative impact was mitigated after transplanting. Instead, a significant effect of root loss was observed in bare root seedlings during transplanting, with root pulled. Surprisingly, the smaller seedlings outperformed the large ones, especially when forced to the same root damage levels after 3 years. This is contrasted to our regular techniques of forestation with large seedlings. The small one has a bad root-stem ratio and may offer undiscovered advantages in adapting the severe external environment. Currently, our research is adapting existing silvicultural grading standards with the attention of the standard setting department, and we anticipate the impact of the different month tree will be noticed and valued. This information will help forest producer execute production options with appropriate tree sites, alternatively based on the silvicultural conditions. So, in this tough game, Leo, the smaller ones, wins. Thank you.
Thank you, and perfect timing there. Just give us a moment, please. Judges, are you ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you. So we will move to our next competitor, which is Bixuan Cheng. Bixuan.
Hi, I'm here.
Good, thank you. So you are going to give a presentation called Design Your Own Roses.
Yes.
And are you ready to go?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, your time starts now.
Have you ever thought about giving your special someone the perfect, romantic, and most special gift? Now here's a chance for you to design your own roses. That is to change the flower color, flower size, number of petals, and even fragrance to satisfy your own preference. Challenging as it may sound, my research combines forward genetics with modern biotechnology to make that possible. And the first thing to do is to search for genomic regions that control these traits. And these regions are also called quantitative trait loci, QTLs. However, major and minor QTLs are all hidden in the whole genome, and it's really time and labor consuming to locate genes in these QTL regions. So in order to accelerate the process, we sequenced and assembled the very first model rose genome. And based on a comprehensive genome analysis, we constructed a high-density genetic linkage map, which contained as much genetic information as possible for model roses. Over 9,000 markers were anchored on the map, and these markers will be the guide to help us locate key QTLs. So now we have a map and we set our destinations. Take flower color, for example. We first identified pigment composition in rose petals, and a total of 4 anthocyanins, 20 flavonols, and 17 carotenoids were identified. And then we used these pigment traits to conduct QTL analysis based on our genetic linkage map. And the results led us to a 2.5 MB interval on chromosome 6, which was highly related with anthocyanin pigmentation. We then searched for candidate genes using genome annotation in that major QTL we identified. And luckily, we found that overexpressing one of the genes can make the petal turn from red to faded pink, indicating that this gene may negatively regulate petal coloration. So finally, based on the above results of major QTLs, linked markers, and candidate genes, we can combine different QTLs for different traits based on molecular-assisted selection. And using techniques such as CRISPR-Cas9, we can further edit genes precisely to design our own roses in a molecular level. So maybe in the near future, we can get a customized rose in a special location for a special someone. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And you had 15 seconds to spare. So good timing. I will let the judges just make their notes, including myself. Judges, are you ready?
Yes.
Anna, are you ready?
Yes, I'm good.
Okay. So we will now move to our next contestant, who is Xiaofei Dong, who is going to speak to the topic of a second life for waste wood. Xiaofei, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you. Good. And we can hear you clearly. Are you ready to go?
Yes,
Okay, your time starts now.
we all know that wood is a renewable and eco-friendly resource that is widely used in various industries to achieve a carbon-neutral, sustainable society. But in fact, most wood residues and wood products at end of life are burned to obtain energy or life to rot in landfill, resulting in carbon dioxide releases and waste of resources. The conventional wood recycling mainly involves breaking up and binding them together with petroleum-derived adhesives to prepare wood plastic mixtures. Such products have low mechanical strength and are often difficult to recycle further and pose environmental concerns for their disposal. So, how to achieve sustainable and efficient recycling of waste wood and simultaneously strengthen and toughen it remains a great challenge. Now, we propose an adhesive-free approach to upcycling. As shown in the slide, the process first requires the removal of lignin from the wood to obtain the cellulose scaffolds. Then, through partial dissolution of cellulose scaffolds and in situ cellulose regeneration, formed a bonding interface consisting of densely nanofibers between the wood cells and the separate pieces. After drying, at the interface, a strong hydrogen bonding network is formed, achieving the self-densification and self-bonding of wood. With this innovative design of strong interfaces and ordered stacked structures, waste wood can be transformed into lightweight and strong structural materials. As demonstrated in findings, peeled wood with layer-by-layer structure is harder than most woods, and even has a specific strength to some typical metals and densified wood. And the cross-stacking of this wood leads to isotropic strength that also exceeds the performance of commercial laminated wood. In addition, this process can be useful for other lignocellulosic biomass. The bottom of slide shows various colors and sizes of bulk materials made from poplar wood particles. Bulk materials with brick and mortar structure can effectively retard crack extension, giving them excellent flexural strength and toughness. Overall, our finding could help to develop waste wood into a high-performance structural material with great potential in construction, automotive, and decoration applications, which provides a promising valorization and sustainability pathway for waste wood. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Xiaofei. If you just give us a moment, please. You ready, judges?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so we will move to the next candidate, who is, oh, sorry, we're going to take a little bit of a break and allow a representative, Dr. Shujun Li, to say something from the Northeast Forestry University in China. Shujun, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, okay, so you would like to hear a little bit from you.
Okay, thank you, John. Dear professors and students, good morning or good afternoon. It's really a great pleasure to enjoy the final competition on the 3-minute thesis virtual competition. I'm so honored to give the short speech here. I'm Li Shujun from College of Materials Science and Engineering, Northeast Forestry University, China. The 3-minute thesis virtual competition has started to be held by AYSA last year. But for our college, it's really the first time to be in the final competition. I'm very, very happy. I'm happy for our college and also for the two students, Dan Lulu and Dong Xiaofei. This competition gave us a really good chance to show us, to let others to know us, and it's also very helpful for us to get better. Here, I want to give thanks to the organizers and all the participants. With the competition great success this year and will be successful every year. And all the students could present their best. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Shujun, for those words, and thank you for being such a great partner in this competition.
Thank you.
Okay, so we will now move to the next candidate, which is Xiaofan Gan, who is going to talk about forest logging residue as not trash, but a treasure for bioenergy. Xiaofan, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, thank you. We can hear you. Are you ready to speak?
I'm ready.
Okay, then your time starts now.
As we all know, climate change has caused irreversible damage to our planet, and one of the most reasons is anthropogenic carbon dioxide emissions from fossil fuels. So what can we do to mitigate climate change? Replacing fossil fuels with bioenergy from forest residue is an effective way out. Logging residues such as branches and stems are often left in the forest like trash after harvesting, but actually they are very important bioenergy feedstock. According to the World Bioenergy Association, 85% of all the biomass used for energy originated from forest. Harnessing the power of the logging residue for bioenergy could be a game changer in our battle against climate change. However, a crucial question looms before us. How do we accurately assess the climate impact of using logging residue for bioenergy? Look in the middle of my slide. We need to evaluate the entire life cycle of carbon dioxide emissions from harvesting to use. Traditional assessment treated bioenergy as climate carbon neutral, attributing only the carbon dioxide emissions from fossil fuels is considered. But we argue that bioenergy is not climate carbon neutral. The carbon dioxide emissions from itself should be considered. So we developed a new assessment framework shown in the blue circle of my slide, including carbon dioxide emissions from 4 components: fossil fuels, bioenergy, plant resorption, and land use change practice. To put our framework to the test, we simulate various scenarios based on different forest growth rate, collection intensities, and biofuel types. The result, when compared with traditional assessment framework, climate change impact is lower in fast-growing forest and higher in slower growing forest. Across all scenarios, bioenergy still has the lower impact on the climate compared with equivalent fossil fuels. The most noteworthy finding was that collecting all available logging residues without inhibiting forest regrowth in fast-growing forest to produce low climate change impact, such as bioethanol was found to be the optimal option for achieving high mitigation effect. Our new assessment framework empowers us to make fair comparisons between fossil fuels and bioenergy. It significantly boosts the chances of transforming bioenergy from trash to treasure. This will help us have a cooler and greener future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and bang on time. So just let the judges put their notes down. Anna and Xingxi, are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. We will then move to the next contestant, Dehui Yang.
Yep.
And the presentation is, where do people go during the COVID-19 pandemic? Are you ready to go?
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay, well, your time starts now.
Hi everyone, I'm Dehui, and today I'm excited to unveil this trendiest spot during the pandemic, which is the parks. If you're also curious about why and what make parks stand out among other places in this figure, I encourage you to come along with my journey as I share about my research, including the impacts of COVID-19 on park visitations. So under the pandemic, the government responses policies such as social gathering restrictions and the cancellations of the public event combined with the uncertainty of the future have all resulted in a negative psychological and physiological effect on people. Meanwhile, parks and green spaces received renewed attention due to their significant and irreplaceable benefits regarding people's mental and physical health, as well as community resilience and social cohesions. I personally also experienced negative feelings such as loneliness, confusion, and even anxiety at the beginning of the pandemic in my little shoebox apartment. And I decided to take advantages of the nearby park, and I did notice the positive changes in my mental and physical health. And all these observations, including the literature review, also combined with my personal experiences, really compelled me to explore more about one, how has park visitation evolved over the past 3 years and what are the impact factors? And two, in anticipation of the post-pandemic world and potential future health crisis, how can park be strategically managed to cope with the negative impact of such crisis from different stakeholders' perspectives? So I collected the daily park visitation change data and COVID-19 related data, as well as the government responses policies by country across the world. And we built a stepwise regression model to explore what are the impact factors. And one of our findings highlights that the demand for park has increased since the pandemic started. And the different government responses policies, such as work from home policy and the restrictions on social gathering, they all have a positive impact with an increase of the park visitations. And my research has this significance in providing insight regarding how to use park or manage park to increase the individual and community resilience from different stakeholders' perspectives. However, this journey didn't end with data or findings. It extended to a call for actions. As we move beyond the immediate challenges from the pandemic, my research invites us to envision a post-pandemic world where parks are not just the respite from the crisis, but also an integral component as a public health infrastructures. So I encourage you guys to identify yourself as these different park stakeholders and reflect on your own connection with natures. And let us get inspired by the potential of parks to heal, to unite, and to build a more equitable and sustainable world. And even under pandemic or after the pandemic. That's all. Thank you all so much for listening.
Thank you. And you just squeaked in time. So well done. Just give the judges a moment to make their notes. Ping-Shi, you ready? Anna?
Yes.
Done. Done.
Thank you. Okay. So our next contestant is Hui Yi Liang, who is going to give a presentation called Beyond Green, People's Perception of Biodiversity and Recreational Preference in Urban Green Spaces. Hui Yi, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
And are you ready to go?
Yes.
Right, then your time starts now.
Hi, everyone. Are you craving a closer connection to nature after dealing with honking cars, the crowded streets, and tall buildings? Many urban residents are eager to visit urban green spaces where they can unwind, experience joy, and foster social interactions. And you know what makes the green spaces so awesome? The diverse plants and animals that contribute to biodiversity. As we all know, biodiversity plays a vital role in the environment and the overall ecosystem. But human activities have significantly impacted it. Around 10% of species habitats have suffered severe damage or loss due to human recreational activities, leading to a conflict between biodiversity conservation and human recreational needs. To tackle this challenge, we must link the biodiversity value and recreational value of urban green spaces. We need to understand how people perceive the creatures when they're out having fun, as well as their related preference regarding the environment. So we developed an integrated biodiversity indicator, including plants, birds, insects, and how the vegetation is laid out, and use it to investigate the biodiversity of different urban habitats. We didn't stop there. To check out
We have lost you, Hui Yi. You've frozen.
Yeah, I think there's a connection issue probably.
I think so.
Just wait a second, see if she comes back. Hui Yi, can you hear us?
John, maybe you can start with the next speaker, then we go back to check her if
Okay.
she's ready.
So we will move on. And our next speaker is Afroza actor Lisa, who has a presentation called UV Assisted Packaging Products, a key step towards green solution for environment. Afroza, are you there?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Can you see me?
And we can see you, yes.
Okay, thank
Are
you.
you ready to go?
Yes.
Right, then your time starts now.
Hello, everyone. Do you know plastic? Of course you know. Our daily products, including polybag, bottles, pens, even the dresses we wear, more or less made up of plastic. According to a report, global plastic production has increased from 1.5 million metric ton to 390 million metric ton from 1950 to 2022. The uses and disposal of plastic causes pollution, which is now a global environmental concern. So, what plastic exactly is and why should we be concerned about plastic? Well, plastic is a synthetic polymeric material that derives from fossil fuels and takes more than 100 years to decompose. Synthetic plastics are non-biodegradable. It creates destructive impacts on ecosystem, wildlife, and human health. Therefore, to combat with this crucial issue, my research area focuses on eco-packaging materials, showing their potential to convert waste into a valuable resource, offering a solution to our growing plastic problem. Eco-packaging material derived from renewable resources like cellulose, starch, corn, even waste products, which are completely biodegradable. I have chosen wood residue as raw materials. These residues are usually discarded as waste, contributing to environmental issues and economic loss. In methodology, I have collected wood residue from industry, then treated with chemicals and left it under UV rays. Finally, I formulated cellulose nanofibril solution to prepare my eco-packaging material. The uniqueness of this method is to utilize solar UV rays to make large-scale eco-packaging materials without harmful chemicals and low cost. Now you might have thought, why industry will choose this product, right? The primary objective of any industry is to concern about the availability of raw materials and provide products to people with a low cost and best quality. Green packaging products is beneficial to environment. It reduces greenhouse gases, carbon footprint, soil contamination, pollution, and so on. It can be utilized in paper industry, pulp industry, wood industry, food industry, toy, packaging, many more. These eco-packaging materials are environmentally feasible, economically viable, and socially acceptable, which fulfills the three pillars of sustainability. However, it can be an alternate solution to replace synthetic plastics. Now, the choice is yours. Will you buy your daily commodity with the plastic bag or use these green packaging products to make the world greener? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chef Rosa. Just let the judges make some notes. So before we go to Dr. Li Zhu, I'll just come back and ask if Hui Yi Liang is back with us.
Hui Yi, are you here? Can you hear us?
It seems not. We will maybe give her another chance later on. So we are going to have some partner remarks from another of the big partner universities that have been so good at bringing so many students to the competition. And that is Dr. Li Zhu, the Vice Dean of the College of International Education at Nanjing Forestry University. Dr. Dr. Li.
Hello.
Hello, we can hear you, yes.
Okay, hello everyone. Yeah, I'm so happy to have the chance to join the final competition. And although in Nanjing it's winter, cold outside, but here online I feel your passion and enthusiasm. Well, up to now, all the competitors have done a good job. You shared your personal research results in a simple and easy way. And as a non-specialist audience, yeah, I do admit that some of your presentation do arouse my interests. And you let me know that science is not far away and it's really close to our daily life. Today's activity reminded me an old saying from Bernard Shaw: if you have an apple and I have an apple, and we exchange apples, we both still have one apple. But if you have an idea and I have an idea, and we exchange ideas, we each now here have two ideas. So I think it's a good place to exchange and inspire new creative ideas here. Everyone enjoy the competition, and it surely will be a fruitful day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Li Zhu. Inspiring words. Thank you. Okay, we will move on. And our next speaker is Harrison Marr, who has a title, Reference Electrode Cell Design for CO2 Electrolysis. Harrison, are you there?
Hi there.
Okay, you can see you and hear you. Are you ready to speak?
Yeah, ready to go.
Okay, your time starts now.
Climate change is one of the most pressing global issues to date. And as a result, there have been countless national pledges to reduce emissions and achieve net zero by 2050. Now, the majority of these emissions reductions will likely come from electrifying the energy sector as renewable energy technologies scale up. But what can we do about sectors that won't be electrified quite as easily? The industrial sector is a good example, and more specifically, steel and cement manufacturing, where the majority of emissions come from chemical reactions that take place throughout the manufacturing process. Now, this is a gap where carbon capture, storage, and utilization technologies can address. My research is on carbon utilization, and more specifically, CO2 electrolysis. Now, this is where we take an electric current and break apart the strong chemical bonds that hold CO2 molecules together and turn them into different kinds of products. The device that we use to perform CO2 electrolysis is called an electrolyzer cell. We could think of the electrolyzer cell like a big sandwich. On either side, acting as the bread and pushing everything together are our flow plates that supply reactants to the cell, like CO2 gas and liquid electrolyte. We then have our electrodes, a cathode and an anode, where our chemical reactions take place. In between these, we have a membrane that facilitates the flow of ions to and from the electrodes during operation. Now, when we supply an electric current to our cell, one thing we want to know is how effectively our chemical reactions are taking place. And we do this by measuring what's called the full cell voltage, and that is the voltage difference between the cathode and the anode. However, during operation, the voltages on the cathode and the anode are constantly changing due to all the chemical reactions taking place. But our full cell voltage tells us nothing about these individual changes, just about the difference between the two. This is where we can use a reference electrode, which is a third electrode we can insert into our electrolyzer cell that decouples voltages on the cathode and the anode and gives us a better understanding of the voltage distribution throughout the cell. However, reference electrodes are rarely used in practice, and this is because they can have adverse side effects such as membrane dehydration, which leads to cell failure. And so our group has set out to address this issue by designing a reference electrode cell that continuously circulates liquid electrolyte to the point of contact between our reference electrode and our membrane. By increasing membrane hydration in this way, we've prolonged CO2 electrolysis testing times that incorporate reference electrodes from 5 to 10 hours, all the way up to 100 hours, which now lets us study the stability of CO2 electrolysis materials. CO2 electrolysis will play a crucial role in helping us decarbonize our hard-to-electrify sectors. And by developing more effective research tools like this reference electrode cell, we can more quickly identify gaps in knowledge, which will then lead us to creating more effective and economically feasible CO2 electrolyzers for carbon utilization. Thank you.
Thank you. You finished with plenty of time to spare. So we'll just make some notes and then come back. Judges, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Our next competitor is Hongshu Pu, who has a title of A Protective Mixture Based on Moss for Stone Cultural Relics. Are you there, Hongshu?
Yeah, I am here. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Can you hear me
and we
or
can see you.
okay, okay.
So are you
Okay,
ready
that's
to
good.
speak?
That's cool. Yeah, I'm ready to speak.
Okay, then your time starts now.
So how to protect the stone relics outside has really become a problem to be solved recent years, considering most of them are very big, so it's hard to move them inside. So the mainstream of protection are three. The first is the protective clothes and microenvironment control and the shelter. The clothes and the shelter, however, are the methods to cover the stone surface, but just like I mentioned, they're very big, so it's hard to cover all the surface and build a shelter for them. And the microenvironment control, however, is a method to put multiple sensors around the stone relics. And as long as the environment becomes harmful to the relics, it will let us know and take actions. The question is, we take action only after the stone relics are damaged. So what we need right now is a kind of thing that can put easily on the surface of the stone and protect them from weathering. So by the time we do a cleaning to the stone relics outside, we found that the stone with moss attached were less deteriorated than those without moss. So the moss can help protect the stone relics, but its rhizoids, which we can call it the fake root, will firmly attach on the surface of the stone, and its roots will grow into the surface of the stone and finally break the stone apart. So the question becomes to how to solve this problem. By selecting specific spores and combining them with the right mix of substrates and glue, you can let the roots stay only in the blue area, which you can see on the slide, on the right of the slide, which are the substrates and glue. Thus, the root will no longer grow into the cracks. And the substrate take about 30% of the mixture. Most of them are made of the stereo, soil, and rock powder. And the rest of the 50% of the mixture are spores and glue. The glue, which I want to emphasize, we use the material like the rice and corn, because after heating, the phenomena of starch pasting will let the three components stay together and let the root still stay in the blue area while attached on the surface of the stone. And by spreading this on the mixture on the surface of the stone, you can let the unprotected film will be formed to protect the stone away from weathering. As long as we already knew the right ratio and ingredients in it, it can be easily washed off by water-based gel remover. You can see the bottom right of the corner, and these are the moss, and we spray it on the stone and we wash it off. And at the present, the right mix of ingredients and suitable spore species are still being tested, but we do hope it can help to protect the stone relics outside in the future. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Hongshu. You are well within your time. Just let the judges make their notes, including myself. Okay, judges, are we ready? Qingxi?
Yes.
Anna?
Yes.
Good, thank you. So we will move on. And we will have some remarks from Dr. Xiufeng Wang, who is from the School of Materials Science and Engineering and the School of Conservation and Technology for Cultural Heritage of Shanxi University of Science and Technology. Are you there, Dr. Wang?
Dr. Wang, you are muted.
Hello. Hello.
Okay, yes, we can see and hear you now. Thank you.
Yeah, morning. Hongshu present his ideas about the cultural heritage protection. It's a new way, and I think from the natural science surroundings, environment science, and social science, it's a good idea. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, we will move on then. Thank you for those remarks. Our next speaker is Shuo Yang, who will unveil the mystery of forest understory structure. Shuo Yang, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, yep, we can see and hear you. Are you ready to speak?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Right, then your time starts now.
On my first field trip with my tutor, I tore my trousers on a bush. Despite studying forest remote sensing for a long time, like other researchers, I tended to focus solely on the emergent layer and neglecting the understory layer, which also plays an essential role in forest ecosystems. After assessing I'm sorry. After assessing the height and coverage of the understory vegetation, well, we determined that the understory vegetation was generally low and sparse under the dense canopy and relatively dense under the canopy gap. And this is closely linked to the shade tolerance and preference for light of the different plant species. To our delight, our research has attracted some interest of some specialists in wildfire, water, and wildlife conservations. And with the large-scale unmasking of the vegetation, understory vegetation, which enables a more precise forecasting from the ground fire to the crown fire, and more accurate modeling of the soil and water conservation, and even the potential to predicting the large animal distribution. From this, I realized that always being curious and studying and thinking from tiny things is a significant driving force for innovation. Thank you.
Thank you, and well done keeping in time. Okay, if you'll just leave the judges a moment to make their notes. Bingshi, Anna, are you ready?
I'm good.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So we have some remarks from Beijing Forest University, Mr. Duo Zhang, who's the student program manager of the International Relations Office. If Mr. Zhang is there.
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me, Dr. Innes?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. It's it's a great pleasure to join today's final competition, and luckily we have three research students from Beijing Forest University, and I can see they have well prepared, and they have already showed what they want to sharing with us. And I think this program is a great platform that the youth researchers and students can have more communication and connect to each other. So still, it's a great pleasure to join this program, and I hope next year that we can have more students and researchers join. And I don't have too much remarks on the topics because they are already perfect. So of course the result is very important, but I think the experience is much more important than that. So that's for all. Thank you for giving me the chance to give the comments.
Thank you very much. And yes, I totally agree. It's all about the experience. That is what I think is going to benefit the students the most. Okay. So next we move to Yang, who has a title, Preparation and Performance Optimization of Carbon-Based Emitter. Yang, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. Yes, we can hear you. Can you just maybe say a little bit more so that I'm confident you're okay? You're Yang?
Yes, I'm okay.
Okay. And
Yeah.
so ready to speak?
There's probably some connection issues down there.
Yes.
You're ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, so let's go. And if there is a problem, we will stop it and give you a chance and a little bit of time. So time starts now.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to my presentation. I'm excited to share my research on the developments of the carbon-based emitter, a greenhouse gas mitigating irrigation technology. What is the emitter? Emitter is a device that delivers water to the roots of crops. Why do we need this? Look at this picture. In China, the annual production of crop straw has reached 700 million tons. Unfortunately, the traditional practice of burning it for fuel not only pollutes the environment, but wastes natural resources and places huge pressure on the soil ecosystem. As an alternative, researchers have explored an innovative approach to comprehensively utilize straw by employing it as a raw material for biochar. What is the biochar? Biochar is the product of heated biomass. It's essentially fertilizer. The application of biochar to farmland has many benefits, including soil improvements, greenhouse gas emission mitigation, carbon fixation, and environmental remediation. However, China has a 3 month dry season every year, and it is difficult to fully meet crop growth requirements by planting biochar to dry farmland. So, additional irrigation measures must be implemented during the dry season. For example, irrigation uses ceramic mixture, which outflow like humus white, sipping water outward through macropods. Look at figure 2. This is the preparation process of the carbon-based mixture. It couples straw and clay to prepare the carbon-based mixture by methods known as compression molding and shrinking. It combines their advantages to achieve irrigation, soil improvement, and the utilization of crop straw. Building the emitter out of straw, no ceramics were used. It is formalized. The flow rates of the carbon-based rates time, reaching a stable value at different sinking temperature. The stable flow rate eventually reached 0.87 liters per hour. After it reaches its service life, crushes the carbon-based emitter directly back to the field, which increases soil porosity and organic matter content. The field capacity increased by 22.5% compared to original soil. As highlighted earlier, the implementation of the carbon-based emitter not only conserves invaluable resources, but also holds promise for border utilization, eventually leading to an improved quality of life. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Yang Yang. Okay, just give us a moment. Mingxi and Anna, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. So we will move to our next competitor, who is Zheng Yang Yu, otherwise known as Jason. And the title of the presentation is Wasp in the Lab, Crafting Tomorrow's Materials with Nature's Wisdom. So I can see you, Jason. Are you ready to speak?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, so your time starts now.
Okay, so throughout the 4.5 billion years of the Earth's existence, nature has gone through a remarkable evolution, solving numerous challenges along the way. I always find inspirations in those nature-designed biomaterials. By mimicking nature, we can create materials with not only biocompatibility, but also functional efficient and well-designed structures. As a student studying faculty forestry for over 7 years, I personally observed this small creature named wasp. They are always chewing wood, despite the wood not being their food. They just break the wood into smaller pieces and use the fibers to construct their nest like a skilled architect. So as we can see from outside, their nest looks like a small football. However, while we look inside, we can find the complexity within, like thousands of the honeycomb structures has been built up layer by layers. So how can we mimic this process in the lab to create those kind of material which is both lightweight and strong? So with this inspiration, I already realized a similar process in the lab. We can extract cellulose from trees directly, just like the wasp does. But you know what? We can do much better. We can break fibers down into microfibers and then even into nanoscale fibers with the aid of the advanced tools and chemicals. Also, we found a technique that is quite similar to the wasp's building process, which is 3D printing. With those techniques, we can create materials that are incredibly light yet strong. So right now, we already successfully made such a structure. As you can see, it's so delicate. It can rest on top of a dent line, while it magically owns the strength of holding this 6.8 kilogram kettlebell, which is over 16,000 times of its own weight. Our effort has also yielded a variety of exceptional materials, such as this rubbery octopus, which is both robust and stretchable. Also, we have created foam materials and also bioplastic materials, which is much stronger and biocompatibility than most of the reported materials right now. And hopefully, it can replace some part of the plastic in the near future. So right now, I consider myself a wasp in the lab, and I hope to contribute to a future where we can live in the spaces constructed with the brilliance that nature has already shown us. Thank you for listening. That's all.
Thank you, Jason. Very interesting. Okay, if you just give us a moment to put our notes and scores down. So are you ready, Qingxi?
Yes.
And Anna?
Yes.
Thank you. Good. So our next competitor is Xixing Yu, who I see is there. Can you hear us okay?
I'm here.
Okay, so she will be giving a presentation called Mixed Plantations Have More Soil Carbon Sequestration Benefits Than Pure Plantations in China. Are you ready to go?
Yes.
Okay, your time starts now.
Globally, carbon emission is an important issue. The increase in atmospheric carbon is the biggest contributor to climate change. If the temperature continues to rise in accordance with carbon dioxide levels, then we are going to some dramatic changes to our habitats. So, what is the key to reversing the damage? Well, it's restoring Earth's delicately balanced carbon cycle. Soil carbon sequestration is an important factor in combating climate change. It refers to the storage of carbon that has the immediate potential to become carbon dioxide gas. Mixed plantation and pure plantation are two forest modes in practice, which make great contributions to carbon sinks of forest ecosystem. However, there's a problem. What were the differences in soil carbon sequestration between different afforestation modes? So, to solve the problem, I conducted a synthesis to estimate afforestation mode's effect on soil carbon sequestration based on 218 field observations in China. The results were amazing. Mixed plantations preserved more soil carbon sequestration than pure plantations. The carbon sequestration rates of mixed plantations were 0.89 megagram per hectare per year, and the pure plantation is 0.32. Particularly, the carbon sequestration rates of arbor shrub mixtures was the highest among all mixed plantations. It was 0.97 megagram per hectare per year. Moreover, the soil carbon sequestrations are related to primary land use type and climate. A forest or cropland had a higher sequestration rate compared to that of barren lands or woodlands. Compared with high temperature and high precipitation environments, a forest in low temperature and low precipitation environments has a higher sequestration rate. So, mixed plantations should be taken into account in the view of improving the carbon benefits of the ecosystem. Thanks for your attention.
Thank you very much, Xixing. Very interesting presentation. If you allow the judges a moment of time, please.
Thank you.
Xingxi and Anna, are you ready?
Yes, I'm good.
Yes.
Xingxi, I cannot tell whether your little person is actually reflecting you looking at the screen or not.
Yeah, so you can see I'm actually, going around. It's actually
Okay.
showing, actually, I'm still paying attention, basically.
Very clever. Okay. So our next competitor is Zhuqi Xiao. I hope I got the pronunciation right this time. Can soil fungi be successfully colonized? Wood talks. I can see you're there. Can you hear us? And can you just say hello?
I'm here.
Okay, we can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
So are you
Hello.
ready to give your presentation? Are you ready? Zhuqi, are you ready? I think you've frozen. So we're having problems with all the noise.
Yeah, can you hear me?
We can hear you now.
Hello.
Hello? Can you hear me still? Zhuqi, we can't hear you. I think we have lost that presentation. Oh, you can see you again now below. Can you hear us? You're on mute. Okay.
Hello.
Right. Are you ready to go this time?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So if you do freeze, we will give you another chance. So your time starts now.
Hello, everyone. Picture it. Walking in the forest with leaves crunching underfoot and fallen branches scattered around. These are not just the random wood pieces. They are the nature's magic recycling boxes, turning decay into nourishment for the soil. And the wizard behind the process, fungi. They tirelessly break down wood, benefiting the whole forest ecosystem. Now, a curious thought. Where do these fungi originated? Predominantly from the soil. But here's a twist. The type of the tree the wood comes from seems to play a role. It seems different tree species invited different fungi guests. Transition from soil to wood isn't that easy, especially when tree species comes into play. And our human activities, just like nitrogen and phosphorus additions, seems to challenge in the fungi's nature role. So how do we uncover the forest secrets? Imagine a big outdoor experiment. Deep in the beautiful part of China called Zhejiang, we turned a piece of forest into our research zone. We added a bit of this and a bit of that, just like a chief experiment in the new recipes. We added some nitrogen, some phosphorus, sometimes both, to see how they affect our fungi gas. And we also looked at different tree species to see if there's any differences in how they react. In fact, we sampled dead wood and the surrounding soil and extracted the DNA from the samples and measured fungi in them. So what do we found in our study? First, there was about 25% to 15% fungi can trace from the soil, and the colonization isn't random, it's deeply influenced by the tree species. And they respond differently to the nutrient additions as a result of the inherent nutrient condition. The colonized fungi are more sensitive to phosphorus additions in gymnosperms and more sensitive to nitrogen addition in angiosperms. Soil fungi colonized angiosperms are more abundant, and there was less competition among them. Some of them only thrive in specific environments, making the whole community more vulnerable to the environmental change. But on the other hand, gymnosperms primarily host the competitive fungi. They prefer to use nutrients to break down wood rather than growth, leading to a more stable community. The relationships between fungi, deadwood, and nutrients highlights the delicate balance in the forest ecosystem. This has important implications for the dynamic of fungi community establishment and wood decomposition rate under the increasing global changes in the future. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and you're well within your time. You have 15 seconds left. Okay, just let the judges make some notes. Okay, Qingxi and Anna, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
so we will just go back and see if Huiyi Liang is there. You are?
Yes, I'm here. Can you see
Okay,
me?
so I'm going to go back to your presentation.
Thank you. I'm sorry, there must be some problem with network.
We're getting there. That's your presentation there. So,
Okay, this is.
right, we will give you a chance to start from the beginning because you don't know when you actually froze. Okay?
Okay, thank you. Okay.
You're ready to speak?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, so your time starts now.
Hi, everyone. Are you craving a closer connection to nature after dealing with the honking cars, the crowded streets, and tall buildings? Many urban residents are eager to visit urban green spaces where they can unwind, experience joy, and foster social interactions. And you know what makes the green spaces so awesome? The diverse plants and animals that contribute to biodiversity. As we all know, biodiversity plays a vital role in the environment and the overall ecosystem, but human activities have significantly impacted it. Around 10% of species habitats have suffered severe damage or loss due to human recreational activities, leading to a conflict between biodiversity conservation and human recreational needs. To tackle this challenge, we must link the biodiversity conservation value and the recreational value of urban green spaces. We need to understand how people perceive the creatures when they're out having fun, as well as their related preference regarding the environments. So we developed an integrated biodiversity indicator, including plants, birds, insects, and how the vegetation is laid out. and use it to investigate the biodiversity of different urban habitats. We didn't stop there. To check out what visitors thought about biodiversity in their habitats and what factors got them interested when they were enjoying these areas, we conducted a survey using a method called Visitor Employed Photography, or VEP for short. This method could make visitors take photos during the tour so that their real thoughts can be directly reflected through the photos. Turns out, the visitors totally got the difference of biodiversity across their habitats and tend to like biodiverse environments. But some pleasing elements, such as water and effective management, is even more crucial to creating an environment that people truly love. Based on the results, people's desire to get close to biodiversity and the avoidance of biodiversity being disturbed by human activities should be realized simultaneously through some landscape designing skills. In addition, some moderate management should be adopted for wilder environments. Based on the information, we can come up with more smart design strategies to make the green spaces full of biodiversity that people totally love and get people to take spontaneous actions to protect biodiversity. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, and bang on time. I'm glad you managed to do that without freezing. Okay, if you just leave the judges to make their notes on your presentation. Okay. Qingxi and Anna, are you all right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and then I think we have finished. So we need Susie to put us into a breakout room.
John, we still have a guest remarks in the end.
Sorry, there was a final one, was there? Okay, nope, that's not it.
After.
There we are. So remarks from Dr. Xiang Li, Vice Director of International Cooperation and Exchange Office at Northwest Agriculture and Forestry. I can see you're there. So Dr. Li, would you like to make some remarks, please? I believe it's frozen. Dr. Li? Dr. Li, we can't hear you. I think our link to Northwest Agriculture and Forestry is broken. Last chance. Dr. Li, can you join us? I know you're there, but I think there is a problem with the connection. Okay, so I think we're going to have to move on, Susie.
Yeah.
So we will move on to an introduction to UBC Forestry. We will give Dr. Li a chance afterwards if he's still there, because maybe the connection will come back. And please, everyone, be patient. We have had some excellent presentations, and I think we're going to have quite a lot of discussion amongst the judges, trying to work out who we give the awards to, because we don't have 15 awards to give out. We've only got 3. Okay. So do you want me to stop sharing?
Yes.
Okay.
So now, yeah, Neil, you can share your screen. So I will create a room, separate room for judges.
Yeah, sure. Good luck. Susie, my screen is looking well?
Yes.
Okay. Congratulations, everyone. So as judges and Susie will be busy trying to find out the best 3 presentation, I will take this moment to introduce our university as well as Faculty of Forestry and our engagement in Asia. So my name is Anil. I am a lecturer and senior researcher at Faculty of Forestry, and I would like to thank Joris and Suji for compiling this slide. But before I start, I would like to give a short land acknowledgement. So UBC Point Grey campus from where I'm speaking is located on ancestral, traditional, and unceded territory of the Musqueam people. We recognize and respect the traditional territory and culture of our diverse indigenous people, and thank you, and would like to thank them for giving us, living here. So with that, our beautiful University of British Columbia is located in Vancouver, in British Columbia province, which is very multicultural. So we would like to call it sort of, small world, as, the pictures is actually speak the 1,000 words. As you can see it here, we have people representing from all over the world. On top of, our city is very multicultural. Vancouver is also ranked as one of the top most livable city in the world, as you can see it here. So it's not only that, but also, Vancouver is also located as a gateway to Asia. It's very beautiful, as you can see it here. So it is actually, located and with the oceans and mountains, so there are very few cities which can have this kind of spectacular, natural beauty from ocean to mountain, as you can see it here. On top of that, Vancouver also has very comfortable climate. So summer can be 14 to 22 degrees centigrade, whereas we have mild winter. So it's very nice to be both in summer as well as in winter. So you can see that, you know, we have great beaches, as you can see it here, and also mountain landscape. So UBC is located here. We have near UBC, or University of British Columbia, we have Pacific Spirit Park. This is the place where, you know, our student, we do a lot of experiential learning. So about a little bit about our university, British Columbia. It is ranked 34 best university in the world, which has about 20 faculties, 11 schools, and 3 colleges. There are about over 70,000 students. And interestingly, as reflect of our, you know, multicultural society in Vancouver, University of British Columbia is also very international, with about 27% international student representing from 160 plus countries. In UBC, we have about 773 million research funding, and we also host 8 Nobel laureates and 3 Canadian Prime Minister as well. So now moving from UBC to Faculty of Forestry. UBC Faculty of Forestry is relatively small faculty among many other different faculty, but we are the largest forestry faculty in Canada, and we can maybe say also in North America as well. We are a leader in natural resource management research and education and innovation. So just to give you guys some idea about our people, our student, about 1,246 undergraduate student, which is up from 2010. We have about, you know, almost about 450 graduate student, and as I said you before, among them about 44% of those students, undergraduate students, are actually international, and about 55% of our graduate student representing from 40 plus different countries. So it's very our Faculty of Forestry is also very multicultural and as well, and diverse as well. In terms of academic body, there are about 110 plus professors and lecturers, including myself, about 50 adjunct faculty members, and also we have 60 plus administrative and research staff as well. So now I would like to play a welcome message from our Dean, Dr. Robert Kozak.
Programs we offer is unique in that we look at the system of natural resources all along the entire realm, from the genetics of plants and trees all the way to how those things can be. And so our core sciences program looks at forest ecosystems, the genetics behind certain species. Our natural resources conservation program looks at different management paradigms for our natural resources. And our bioeconomy sciences and technology program looks at how we can use resources in new and unique ways. We pride ourselves in
modalities, different settings. And so a lot of the work that a student does here is theory and practice skills, but a ton of work is out in the field. So we do a lot of experience learning here. Natural resources, forests, land-based under continual climate change, biodiversity loss, changing societal values, consumption, production. At the same time, forests and those.
Just to continue with what our dean was sharing with you about the what kind of education research that we have been offering. So this is our faculty structure headed by Dean's office, and we have 3 different departments under Faculty of Forestry, such as Forest Resource Management, where I work, and we also have Forest and Conservation Science Department, as well as Wood Science Department as well. In addition to that, we have 2 research forests, Malcolm Knapp and Alex Fraser. So these 2 research forests are the place where our undergrad and graduate students, they go there to have not only the theoretical knowledge but also experiential learning as well. They go there, they measure the tree, they do inventory, all sort of different kind of practical experience that they gain there. So apart from that, we also have Haida Gui Institute and also Asia Forestry Research Center, where I work as a senior research officer. And on top of that, we also have other center called Center for Advanced Wood Processing and Bioproduct Institute as well. With regards to the undergraduate programs, so we offer 3 different undergraduate programs: Bachelor's of Science in Natural Resource, Bachelor's of Urban Forestry, and Bachelor's of Indigenous Land Stewardship. So this undergraduate programs is actually very new. This one, the Indigenous Land Stewardship, which will be starting to offer from 2024. Within Bachelor's of Science in Natural Resources, we have 6 majors. So as you can see it here, one is bioeconomy, science and technology, and you can do the undergraduate student, they can do minor in commerce. So they can have dual degree in bachelor's in bioeconomy and master's in management in a business school as well. We also have wood products. In addition to wood products, we have forest sciences undergraduate degree. It can be also converted into honors with specialization, and it also has option for a dual degree with the Faculty of Education as well. With regards to forest management, it can also have minor in commerce as well. So when you have undergrad degree in forest management, so then it is qualified for registered professional foresters as well. And the other undergraduate degree, which is very interesting, is also a conservation. So it has a global major and science major, and it also has option for a dual degree with the Faculty of Education. On top of that, we also have forest operation undergrad degree, specialization within a Bachelor's of Science in Natural Resource. So after completing this degree, you are also qualified for a registered professional foresters. And on top of that, we also have dual degree in forest operation and master's management in business school within 4.5 years. So all of these different undergraduate programs, they have co-op option. So co-op option is a sort of internship program where our undergrad students, they have an opportunity to have a work experience before they graduate from our university, so that they already have some experience. So it's not only for the experience, but also building network with their potential employer as well. So apart from this co-op program that I already shared with you, so there are also many other opportunities which are offered by our faculty in order to elevate the student strength and competitiveness, so that it can broaden their life experience. Like for example, we have immersion and exchange programs, mentoring programs, which actually also brings opportunity to learn inside the Haida Gwe indigenous community. We also have field school, and also combining the forestry measure with business as well as education as well. So there are diverse programs that you can focus on. With regards to our graduate program, so we have resource-based Masters of Science, which will take 1 to 2 years. On top of that, we also have Masters of Applied Science in Forestry, and of course, a Doctor of Philosophy or PhD that can continue for 3 to 5 years. On top of that, we also have course-based master's degree, which is also known as Transfer M. So this course-based forestry Transfer M. So this is a dual master degree program with a few European university, such as based in Italy, and also some of them, they are also based in United Kingdom and other European countries as well. So on top of that, we also have very interesting professional master's program, which lasts for 1 year, which are very popular among many different individuals, which have undergrad degree, and also who are working so in order to increase their education with changing technology, innovation. So those professionals, they can take this master's program. They are Masters of Sustainable Forest Management, Masters of International Forestry, Masters of Geomatics, as well as Masters of Urban Forestry as well. On top of that, we also have certificate programs, and most of these certificate programs, they are online, which is actually taught by industry professional, designed specifically for flexible learning in a collaborative environment. So these are online climate vulnerability and adaptation micro certificate, graduate certificate in forest management and conservation, as well as Haida Gwe professional development programs. On top of that, we also have microcredit programs, which are based online, and they are actually non-credited programs as well. So these are natural resource management, bioeconomy, as well as mass timber building micro certificate programs. On top of that, we also provide, customized professional training. So some of the trainings that we have been offering with regards to sustainable forest management, natural resource conservation, climate change adaptation and modeling, forest ecotourism, and carbon neutrality in India, China, South Korea, as well as Mongolia. So we have some of these customized programs as well. So now little bit about Asia Forest Research Center. Asia Forest Research Center works as a cross-departmental entity within UBC Faculty of Forestry, with the ability to manage numerous complex relationships with a wider range of different institutions across Asia. So AFRC is headed by Dr. Guangyu Wang. He's a director, as well as associate dean and associate professor at Department of Forest Resource Management. And Suzy, Dr. Suzy Zheng, she is assistant director, and myself, Anil, and we also have Joris Jun, who is educational program manager, and we have Dr. Toktam Sajidi. She is senior researcher and project manager. The Asia Forest Research Center is a sort of gateway to bridge a relationship between UBC Faculty of Forestry and Asian Forestry University across Asia. So we have different educational programs such as transfer program, career development, and professional programs. On top of that, we also have capacity building for training, accessible education, research support, as well as funding as well. On top of that, research collaboration and consulting and technical support as well, and also coordination, as a coordination body for Asia Pacific Forestry Education Coordination Mechanism, and APFNet America's liaison office as well. So as a part of the Asia Pacific Forest Education Coordination Mechanism, so this is the organizational structure with a mission to promote forestry education throughout strengthening cooperation and taking collaborative action that contribute to further sustainable forest management. There are about 13 regional leaders from renowned forest university, which actually guide the development of APFE CM, as you can see it here, the organizational structure. So there are about 58 members from different economies in the Asia Pacific region, as you can see it here in this APFE CM mechanism. Under the framework of this APFE CM, we have developed the Innovative Sustainable Forest Management Education Project. The vision was to develop a regionally recognized core curriculum for student, young scholar, as well as professional to acquire knowledge of sustainable forest management in the changing world, and also to exchange knowledge and technology through collaborative course development of professors as well. So until now, we have actually developed 14 different online courses between phase 1 and phase 2 with the help of APFNet. And as you can see it here, these courses are so diverse. And the very interesting thing about these courses is, they are free to use. So they are available online. You can, you as a student or professor, you can use it. And for professor, maybe you can use some of them, adopt them to offer, as a course in for undergraduate and graduate program. So if you wanted to explore more about it, so please, go through this web page, then you will have access to them. The other, sort of, sub-organization that we have under APEFCM is also called Asia Pacific Young Scientists Association, also called AYSA. So the aim of AYSA is to help young scholars in forestry with their professional as well as personal development and enhance their research collaboration and capacity. So we have 3 specialized committee under this Young Scientist Association. They are forest resource management, biodiversity and ecosystem, and biomaterials and bioenergy, including wood. And for as Suji also talked this about this before, if you want to join as a young scholar, you are welcome to join at this association, and these are some of the place where you can go there and join. I think we can use some of them in the Zoom chat. So these are some of the activities, including 3-minute thesis presentation. So on top of that, we also have this 3+2 transfer program that we have been starting from 2008. And up to now, there are 819 students successfully transferred to UBC. Currently, there are about 193 students, and we develop about 30 online courses as well. And in order to support our 3+2 program, UBC professors, they visit our partner university every now and then. And also on top of that, we also provide orientation class at UBC. On top of that, we also have inclusive forestry peer mentor in order to guide new 3+2 student. And also we have student dialogue with alumni for their career development. And on top of that, we also organize, Mid-Autumn Festival, New Year, as well as UBC Forestry Scholarship Ceremony for transfer as well. And on top of that, we also have short-term exchange for student mobility, ranging from Vancouver Summer Program to Go Global Exchange Program, visiting student programs, as well as co-op replacement as well. So now, very quick, I think we have, so it looks like all of our judges are already here with the good news, exciting news. So I will go very quickly. So these are some of the facilities and which we have to offer if you guys are interested as a student, as a visiting faculty. So these are Center for Advanced Wood Processing. These are the research forests that we have that I already discussed about it, where our students go there for experiential learning. And also we have this Loon Lake Lodge and Research Treat Center, and the other Alex Fraser Research Forest Center of Research Forest, and also Haidagwe Research Institute. So with that, I would like to stop for today. Thank you so much, guys, and I would like to hand it over to Professor Ines. And also stop sharing.
Thank you very much, Anil. So let me just get to the right slide. So I hope you all enjoyed the presentation from Anil and are inspired to maybe visit Canada. We hope maybe we can sort of reciprocate this and have some of the universities try and inspire our students to come over to China at some point. Anyway, we had a great deal of difficulty identifying the winner or even the winners, because almost half of you came really close to getting a prize. Unfortunately, only 3 could in the end. but I do have to say that we were very impressed by the quality of the presentations that we heard.
John, sorry, could you like make your slides like a full screen?
Okay. So some of you may even have been able to read who the winners are. I don't know. So anyway, as I said, we had a lot of difficulty because you have significantly improved since the semi-finals. That was really delightful to see. And we had our difficulties. However, we did reach some decisions. And so in third place, we'd like to congratulate Afroza Acta Lisa. Well done. You win 300 Canadian dollars, which I'm afraid are not as valuable as US dollars, but they're still pretty good. Congratulations, Afroza.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Would you like to say a few words or?
Yes, I would like to say. First of all, I would like to thank everyone, committee members and partner universities, sponsors universities, to give us such a great opportunity to present our thesis within very short time. And I would like to thank Vice Dean, my supervisor, and all who support me. And at first, I was very nervous to take participation in this competition, but my family members, teachers, everyone supports me, and here is the result. So next year, I will motivate more students to participate in this competition and win. Thank you.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you.
So in second place, we have Jason Yu. Congratulations, Jason.
Wow.
600 Canadian dollars.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for choosing me. Yeah.
Would you like to say a few words?
Yeah, sure. Firstly, I want to thank all of the judges for choosing me as second place. I think I can see it's a really hard choice since all of my competitors have been doing a really good jobs. And also, I would like to thank my supervisor, Dr. Feng Jiang, and he has been working with me like since I was undergraduate. Right now, I'm a third-year PhD student. Has been guiding me through through those really hard times. And also thanks for all my colleagues as well. They also do really nice to me and be really helpful during my lab sessions. Yeah, thank you. By the way, thank you all of the judges and the competitors. Yeah.
Congratulations. And so I'm sure you're all wanting me to move quickly on to the next slide. Who won first place? Maybe we should ask everyone else to tell us who they think should have won. But we believe that first place goes to Shuo Yang. Shuo, are you there? Shuo, or have you logged off or frozen maybe? Susie, can you see if she's there? Guys, she's still on this, or still on the list. Show will can't hear you or see you. Okay.
Yang So, are you here? Can you hear us? From BFU.
No. Okay. Well, congratulations, Sure. I don't know if you can hear us or not. We felt your presentation was truly excellent, and you explained your work extremely carefully and extremely well. We were impressed by how you unveil the mystery of the forest understory. On that, we will move on. Congratulations to all our winners, but also congratulations to all our competitors. As I said, you did extremely well, and it was a very difficult choice for us to actually work out who would be the top 3. We would have loved to have given maybe the top 8 or 9, but we weren't able to do so. I hope you've enjoyed this competition, and I look forward to maybe meeting some of you in person at some point. I actually met some of the candidates from last year, including the one from the Philippines who took me up Mount Makiling. Thank you all for your participation, and we look forward to seeing you in the next 3-minute thesis competition. Thank you everyone for joining us. Good morning, enjoy the rest of your day, or good night for the ones over on this side of the Pacific Ocean.